Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree. I'm here with my co-caster, Buxton. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing very good for today, NightFiree. How are you? I don't ask this question very often.
I know, you really don't. You don't tune in and care about my well-being enough, Buxton. It really hurts. It cuts down deep. I'm doing excellent. I'm getting ready to hop into what could be a very interesting matchup. A bit of an underdog story, really, in terms of rankings. Mob Squad versus Danglers. What are you expecting tonight, Bucks?
Well, I can't expect some good stuff there. I'm expecting some, some fast plays, just stand soft, cover from Danglers. Maybe some new kind of strategic plays from Mob Squad. They've kind of been on rise ever since they lost Arsenal Cadal years ago, back during the end of season 4, I believe that's it's been quite some time since they slowly the rise back up. They're coming out and they're going against Danglers now. The last time I played was last season and it was pretty close matchups. I'm expecting the same kind of thing here at the very least.
Yeah, they definitely have a storied past, so to speak. They've played since Season 3. They've been matching up against each other back when Mob Squad and Danglers had different logos. We're in a new era these days. Their overall score history, Mob Squad have beat Danglers 3-2. So Danglers trying to even the score line in the past, and I don't know, they've definitely been doing very well this season. They are a master tier team. They're a rank 5 team right now. Coming out of the placements looking very strong.
They are, though. I know we mentioned it previously in the past. The roster of Danglers have been pretty busy outside of Onward playing other titles. I know some in particular has been loving his Apex.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it definitely, it'll be interesting to see if it plays any effect on their skill set. I know this game is, once you've pushed past like the 500, the 400, maybe even the 100-hour mark, it's very easy to come back into it. What it really is a matter of team cohesion. So maybe playing those games together isn't the worst case scenario. You know what I mean? They're still playing together. They're still communicating, working together as a squad, kind of building that camaraderie. And I mean, we've seen here that an Onward communication and being able to play well together is the key to a good team.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess that'll be interesting to see as this match goes on then, if Banks is still very much up to the task, because against Burlington, just early today, I believe they didn't exactly fare super well, but it's also Burlington.
Yeah.
You can't draw a massive amount from match up against them, because they are the facto world champions for Season 6.
Yeah, that is a tough matchup, and I think we gotta jump into these pick bands pretty soon here, because we're gonna be diving into our first round any minute, and coming out of Mob Squad for their ban is Cargo, and I'm unsure what our second ban is. Do we have any confirmation on what Danglers have ended up going with, or if they have gone with anything?
We do not have any confirmation, but again, Danglers, same as the last globe match, I'm feeling that they have chosen to not go for a ban intentionally in protest of bans as a whole thing in the league. So who knows what'll come from that? Maybe it'll help out, but give them more map choice.
Yeah,
maybe it'll just kind of
that's their idea.
over a bit.
That's the idea, is that they don't want to have a ban because they want to open up the map pool just to leave in for more strategy. And we are going to be diving in for our first map on Suburbia, so we're going to be kicking it off with a pretty fast-paced set of rounds right here. I mean, this is... I expect Danglers to be moving pretty quick through here, and Mob Squad better be ready for some quick smokes and fast coordination.
Absolutely.
They're really going to have to be on their guard coming out of the gate, I think.
Yeah, I think that at least some people, they're going to bring a shield. Guaranteed, absolutely guaranteed. A taser as well, because, you know, they like their tasers for some other reason they like it.
They really do.
They do, but it works out sometimes. And then once in a very blue moon, it works out, but the shield playing gem is pretty strong anyway.
We are going to be diving into round number 1 of map 1 on Suburbia. Mob Squad versus Danglers. Everything seems to be in order, Bucks, to kick things off. Let's hope it stays that way.
Let's hope indeed.
And I don't think we went over the roster, but coming from Danglers, you can see here the 5-man squad: Stumpy Nub, Ribo Man, Nintendo, Executioner, and Plenus, the core of Danglers.
Yes, and this is a
Very loosey-goosey team.
defensive thing. Yeah, they're kind of a defensive thing here as well, Danglers. I didn't expect them to sit that kind of far back at the very start. This is kind of surprising to me.
Plenus is taking a relatively forward position at this. Is this a? I feel like there's been some new bunkers sprouting up on this map lately. Maybe it's just maybe it's just players have never used them in the entirety of us watching this map. But Plenus pushing forward to a bit of a, you know, this forward cement bunker here definitely gives him a nice line of sight along that far west lane. And he can kind of pump rounds through the wood if he has to. Obviously, very exposed to the opposite side of the map there.
Next as well, if they come towards the objective, just try to attack someone, maybe at the white part alley, just go a little bit short. Instead of just failing the nade, that'll go straight onto Plenus, maybe insta-kill him.
Wow.
The position already paid off at the very least, so if he goes down, it's not an issue. Taking down Norma, that's what they want to start off on. How best inflict is hostly open out if they want to go for a flank.
I would definitely see. I could see Plenus doing something like that. You can see Bluega and Phonic, though. They are definitely trained over to that side of the map. They're waiting to see if anybody's going to push out over to their side, and they'll immediately catch him out if he does. They heard those shots, and they're waiting for that exact move to come out, Bucks. With all three of them, really. Semper even tucked in here. Look at this. Look at that little move right there. Have you seen this before?
I have not. Sitting on top of a chair there, that is a pretty dirty angle to have. You could maybe even get the pre-fight angle onto like behind Humvee. That could be very solid if you know someone's there later on during this map.
We could be having some interesting audio issues here, Bucks. Let me see if we can fix them out quick.
Okay, NightFiree.
Settings as apparently I sound like some kind of demon.
I'll fix it.
Okay, that's
I'll
very
fix it. It'll take a little while, but you'll sound like some sort of demon for a bit, and hopefully we can hash it out halfway through this round.
Well, regardless, I hope you just enjoy the temporary demon that has invaded my home and invaded my very being right here. Some solid smokes at least coming out from Mob Squad starting off now in that center. I think they're going to try for a western objective cross straight for it.
This will be interesting. The audio will sound a little bit interesting for a while, but yeah, they're definitely coming in hard now. The nades getting tossed down into these lanes, patiently waiting for them to be thrown, and I don't think they really had any indicator that anybody was pushing here. I think those were just timed nades. Once the smokes came in from Mob Squad, the retaliatory frags coming in from Danglers, and now we're just kind of up to the rifles. Maybe some flashes and some more nades coming out. None of these nades have landed on anyone on either side.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, and some smoke onto things his position. As you can see in the shots ring out, it's a nice kind of trade between two there, though. Rybo was the one that kind of got that refrag. But it's that nades!
Ooh.
Oh.
That's an
Right,
insta-kill.
Awful. Yeah, a double insta-kill, team kill nade. That's just embarrassing.
It really opens up this side here. Plots finds Nintendo, and Danglers are into a 2v3, and they're going to get pinched a little bit here if they're not careful. Rivalman has to kind of tuck himself in guard from the east approach, and it also has to be looking for Bluega. And now with Bluega taking some shots, Rivalman peeks up, finds him, evens it out into a 2v2. Now all they have to focus on is the far west side. Sorry, east side.
They have the superior cover though coming out from over there. The only real threat for Mob Squad right now is Stumpy. He's the guy that can reposition to flank them, and that's going to be who they're, I imagine, focusing on to take down so they can move through guns and get that objective.
The exchange here. Stumpy Nub pops up and gets his head obliterated. Now, Phonics and Plots, the last two alive with a minute 15 on the clock. They have to rotate either through this street or across it. And Plots is in a good position where he can keep pushing along that north side. And yeah, this is the right move. Phonics dropping back, and they can pinch. They can pinch onto Rivalman.
That pinch maneuver is always pretty much the best thing you can do in this 2v1 scenario on this particular objective. It's always the best. And Phonic is the new player from Mob Squad, the controversial one as well, but so far he seems to be pretty in sync with the team. He's not kind of separating out or doing his own thing. He's ready and coordinated. Well, at least that's how it's looking.
Yeah, Rivalman getting a little antsy on this rotation. Does get caught out by Phonic on the rotation, and Mob Squad take their Marsoc round and the lead 1-0.
Pretty decent start from Mob Squad, honestly. I didn't really expect to start out like that, but I don't think Executioner helped with that at all. The double team kill nade,
Those
not
are
a good start.
Those are often things you just can't avoid, though, right? I think he had the nade prepped. He was going to toss it.
Dropped to his feet.
The worst case, the worst of the worst case scenarios, right there.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, thanks for bearing with the tech difficulties and a spicy start of the round. I think that's a good indicator of what to expect here. Probably a good back and forth throughout the rest of the series is going to be my my guess. I don't think we're going to see too many round blowouts. That's what I'm going to throw down right now. A light, easy guesstimate right there.
I'm sorry. I just took a look at the stream again, and the voice, I gotta say, is incredibly entertaining. Please repeat what you just said, NightFiree.
I don't remember what I said, so we'll just keep moving on.
Just allow the demon to exit our minds for a minute. Just forget that happened. It didn't exist.
Can't keep bringing it up.
But man, if that's how Mob Squad wants to play this match and kind of continue playing like that, we could see Mob Squad's first win against Danglers in 2 seasons. That's certainly something to put on their wall of happiness, whatever they have it, what they call it.
Wall of happiness, wall of achievements, your dream board.
Yeah, there we go.
I think that's what we're
I
going
think
for.
of a good name.
And yeah, everything copacetic. Round timers all in order.
All is good. Nice and stable so far. I don't want to jinx it, NightFiree. Nice and stable though.
Yeah, we'll definitely get a round map in between.
Absolutely. Well, I'm wondering if Danglers is kind of looking like a strong western push here. No shields though, and it might just get totally stopped by Bluega.
Smoke out, looking for it.
A lot of shots coming out in the middle. Plots catching the early aggression. And look at this backside rotation from Plots here. He's pushing so hard into Danglers. Rivalman confirms Bluega, and Plots is on the backside here. He finds one. Nintendo finally does rotate around and catches out Plots on that flank, but It's just down to 2. A 2v3, though, and Nola getting a little aggressive. Does catch Nintendo down. Rivalman looks for the refrag through the smokes. Finds it through the bush, and we're into a 1v2. Really just a 1v1 on this west side until the rotation happens.
Yeah, this is... I've never seen Mob Squad play this aggressive before, especially not on Volk. Those flanks were expertly done, though that kind of final one there could have been a little bit better. But still, this is looking strong for them. I've never seen them play like this. And I'm kind of excited for how they'll play as we go later on, maybe into some bigger maps.
Absolutely, and as I was anticipating, this is definitely a good back and forth. We're down into the 1v2. C4 going off, pretty close to Rivalman, but he's all right. And I think this is a good... I mean, Bucks, the timer's not lying. There's still 4:20 left on the clock. There is plenty of time for Rivalman to work with.
Yeah, Rivalman could crawl across the map 3 times over and still be pretty happy on time. But I'm kind of wondering why they detonated that C4. That was way in the northeast, in the middle of the street, nonetheless.
It's kind of be one of those... I mean, C4 a lot of times is a guesstimate. You know, you never know really if someone's around a corner unless you can hear that audio cue. When you don't have anybody there to get that audio cue.
He's got to chance it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty good piece of luck there by Rybo. He's just tall enough on his tiptoes to be able to look over the bush and possibly see Semper and Phonic.
He spotted
I'll
something
get those
there.
shots just dead on, though. And for this long rotation, he knows he's got the time. Is he going to loot his friend here?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
That's
Only
the thing.
for ammo.
That's the thing to do, though. Stock up, get some ammo, maybe even grab another syringe in case you take a bullet. You can heal yourself up. But yeah, there wasn't any utility there, no smokes or flashes or anything like that. So if he tries to cross the street, it's going to be raw, which will be pretty tough. He's just going to go for it.
Yeah, he's totally fearless here.
255. He needs to get behind that cement cover. He doesn't really have the solid cover right now, and Phonic finally, from that corner angle, picks him off. Danglers, is that score right?
Yes, it is correct, but the name bit is not correct.
Okay, so Mob Squad are up
took
to
that round.
2-0, correct?
Yeah. And if this goes to 3-0, we're going to see 2 things. We're either going to see the standard trio comeback, the standard thing where just teams will focus, they'll drop their stuff, they'll just focus on the match, and they'll know what they need to do and how to do it. Either we'll see that, or we'll see kind of Danglers roll over for that final round, and we'll go into the second map, which could go the same way, could go the way of Danglers if they kind of snap back and focus more. We'll just have to wait and see in these following rounds.
Danglers aren't playing bad. You know, these rounds are really close down to the wire. I think they just need to maybe find those early picks that they're not getting. To lose 2 like that on the backside, 3 really from the flank by plots is really rough. And I think they have to definitely start adjusting to Mob Squad being so aggressive. Because I was coming in here thinking Danglers are going to be the ones playing it hard, but Mob Squad are really, you're right, they're playing very fast.
Yeah, this is a total role reversal. It feels like also the Danglers just kind of aren't prepared for it, as you said, and they also can't... It feels like they aren't prepared for their own play style either. They aren't doing their usual aggressive stuff. That's what I feel is going on here.
It's all about how well you can adjust at the top level, and Danglers are pushing that rank 5 right now. This is a big matchup for Mob Squad. They are technically they are the underdogs going into this series. This is a rank 5 versus rank 15 matchup. We talked about that earlier, and it's just, I mean, Danglers need to be playing their top of the game. They need to stop the bleeding now. They need to grab this Volk round for sure, or it's going to be downhill. It could be downhill the rest of the series.
Yeah, it absolutely could. The pace is such an important thing. I've said, I think, maybe a few hundred times now on cast, if you don't have the pace in a league match, you basically might as well just resign yourself there if you don't have any desire to take the pace back. And Cleanus is doing some boxing outside the spawn. They're all singing.
Very loose.
I think they have the desire to take the pace back. I think they're ready.
A lot of pre-fire coming in. Nintendo, the classic push to the front, just to make sure you're not getting that SMC push up the middle. And everybody's pre-firing right now. Nobody's really spotted anybody there. And all those shots fired, everybody's just putting rounds through the bushes. Just kind of poking and prodding, making sure nobody's taking any gutsy angles.
Yeah, some kind of standard I almost said plea fire, some pre-fire from Plenus over from the burning building, just kind of towards the center bit. I believe he has actually caught someone out through 2 bushes and a fence just by pure luck as he ran across the wrong kind of angle. It was pretty beautiful to see, so I imagine he's pretty confident that it might work again, but he almost naded himself, so I'm not sure what he's thinking.
Dolomite grabs one and goes loud. Nintendo is still tucked in up here waiting. He could easily tag Plots here if he peeks up through the window, but he's just staying tucked in there, and Plots is basically free reign over here on this APC. You can't get up control like this. The APC is really important to have. He can grab mechs potentially. He has pretty much a clean line of sight on the Plenus, and the smokes are coming out.
And that's a solid one for blocking Mech's position, though.
Wow, he ID'd Mechs quick, and a good refrag from Plenus. Very crucial to get him down, but they're into a 3v4 now. And they've lost 2. Nintendo maybe being silent in here could play to Danglers' advantage in the long run.
Yeah, it definitely could. That Plenus position, you can't really cover the objective, and one smoke like Plot through on the tank totally blocks his vision of someone walking to objective. So if we see that center house Nintendo go down, we could see one just walk straight through, and now that Plenus is down, Dolomite can do exactly that. One good smoke and they're in.
Nintendo grabs Phonic. He's literally their last line of defense. Uh-oh, this is bad news. Dolomite has tagged Riboman, and it's all up to Nintendo, who gets the team kill.
Oh no, our Senpai.
No, I think
taken down by Dolomite at the same time.
Yeah,
it was.
Because that's their cap right there. If he gets around the corner, he's in the backside. Nintendo has to kill him there, and he does. Now he's trying to deal with the last 2 of Mob Squad. He's out in the open. A nice nade comes out. A good flash in front of Semper. But he doesn't account for the second guy. Doesn't account for the Buega behind him. And good cover from Buega to peek out there and get that kill.
Yeah, definitely very nice there. I gotta say, that's so unfortunate for Dolomite there. It was a damned if you do, damned if you don't moment. He rushes in, gets shot by both his teammate and his enemy in the center hotel at the same time. Even if he got the perfect smoke, it would have basically just been wasted.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was the right move. You have to do it. And we talk a lot about teams in those scenarios. A guy in that scenario is the last person standing in a defensive position like he was inside Middle House 2 story of them just camping and not pushing out. And, you know, we'll sit here casting, screaming, you gotta move, but they never do. And that's what you have to do there. You have to just kind of go for the gold if you're the last one alive, because you can't let people you can't let those 2 points come in.
Those 2 points are the ultimate killer to everything.
Ugh.
If you get capped on, that can destroy your morale. That can destroy rounds.
It's what Danglers need right now.
Yeah, they need a cap right now if they want to try and take this comeback. Get the pace, get everything, be happy again. Well, happier than they currently are, at least.
Mob Squad off to a good start in the series, though. 3-0 on the Danglers. Close rounds, but not enough. And this is going to be a great way for them to kick off the series. I'm curious. I mean, do you? I think most of the time, if teams, you know, when you gain or lose 10 MMR, right?
Yeah, something around there usually.
So and then it's rounded on the site. Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see. So the site isn't presenting your true MMR then, so to speak.
Correct. It rounds up to the nearest 10. So 18 MMR that displays as like 1 to 20, even if you have 1 to 19, something like that. So sometimes you can jump 20 MMR, maybe you can jump 30, but I don't think that's ever been seen in the league. But it's definitely a chance, maybe. Unless Blacken says it's not, then it's not.
Interesting. Little fun facts coming in hot to you. Mob Squad looking to lock down this final round on Suburbia. The good lead, 3-0. Barely, really barely winning their rounds, but winning them. See if they can hold on here. Phonic almost getting caught by some stray rounds through the bushes there. And a trade of blows already. 5 minutes and 40 seconds. It only took 20 seconds for 3 people to go down. Nolamite catches Mex out on the corner.
Some smokes have been deployed on that southwest side. A green one. I find it interesting that teams are using the colored smokes. Not necessarily for signaling things, but just because they look cool and a nice trade between this and the house there. Getting that confirmed. Definitely what Danglers wants here for this attack, though. It is kind of crumbling just a little bit.
I mean, yeah, they're in bad shape now with Plenus going down on the backside of Nolamite. It's all up to Nintendo, who's really sandwiched between the 3 members of Mob Squad. He has Nolamite first up on the plate, bottom story. He's getting called out. I think that confirm frag is going to be right on top of Plenus. Yep, so he'll be dead. No more radioing in, no res possible. And it is going to be up to Nintendo to clutch this round. What map pick? Whose map choice do you think this was?
This would have been Mob Squad's map pick. Somehow Nolamite didn't see Nintendo there.
No,
now he did. There we go.
That's he saw him. What he did is he popped back around the corner, checked pad, made sure that that was an enemy before confirming the kill.
That makes sense. But
I mean,
man, the full row.
Yeah, that's a strong start for Mob Squad. A very good way to come into the series. Despite how the start came out, this is not what I was expecting. I was thinking we'd have a bit of more of a back and forth. We did kind of get that in the rounds, but Mob Squad ended up winning them all. And with their map pick, they definitely kick it off good. We'll see if Danglers can answer back. What do you think that second map's going to be? That's the question.
We obviously are not going to see Cargo. That's banned.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we're going to see Bazaar picked by Danglers, and then for the third map, I think we may see Warranty, or maybe we'll see Tanker by Danglers. That would also make sense. They love their Tanker. And they hate the fact that they normally can't get Tanker because teams always ban it against them. It's their best map.
Maybe there is, in line, the reason for not doing their third ban. They want to leave some of those pocket picks a little bit more open. And yeah, you're right. We are going to be going on to Tanker for map number 2.
That's the great.
There we go. It has been decided. This is where I think the true Dangler is going to come out of them here. This is where they're going to try and show their true nature.
I mean, they really better be hoping that Mob Squad hasn't been doing their practice, because I think if Mob Squad have been practicing this map, their aggressive play style is going to be paying off for them here.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose just if Mob Squad have studied Danglers and how they play Tanker and what kind of positions they have, which I assume they have, considering they banned Cargo instead of Tanker, though also Mob Squad are quite weak on Tanker. They've lost 60% of the maps they've played on it, which is pretty extreme. So maybe. It all depends on the practice they've done. The practice they've done is the most important thing here. Can they defeat the Dongler on Tanker?
Tall order indeed. I'm sure they're up for the task.
I would imagine so, but
I don't think we're seeing any subs from what I'm looking at on the roster.
I don't believe so, but one thing I have noticed so far is that Mob Squad seem to be planning out things quite a lot. They've always been the kind of team to ready up last compared to Danglers here, so they've definitely got tactics that they're writing out, kind of pre-planning for every round, unlike Danglers, who are straight and ready up the second the round's over.
Interesting. So it's just, yeah, I would expect you're right, you know, you'd think Danglers would be a little bit more intent on their strategy, but it could also just be, you know, that they already have their plays kind of organized. They know what they want to do. They know what they want to bring out on the round. They don't really need to. They don't really need that 2 minutes. I think that's something we don't see a lot. But I think like if a squad like, I could see a squad like Globochem And it's on Suburbia too. That's such a small, short map. I think we might see the same, them being quick on this one as well, readying up fast, just trying to get into the rounds.
Definitely possible. That was a very quick Suburbia map. That was 25 minutes
Wow.
for Suburbia. It seems about that, something around that, just barely, I'd say. Maybe within a like 2-minute deviation either way. Oh man, they've definitely done their research. That nade was very close to Dolomite.
Dolomite's going to try and answer back. He tosses one out. Oh, just a flash. If that was a frag and it kept going, would have landed it right on Stumpy's head. Very fortunate there.
Did blind Stumpy though, but they aren't going to work off that at all. They're way too far away for that.
That's the wrong combination there. He blinded Stumpy first. Stumpy dropped back, and then he threw the frag short. So Stumpy kind of gets a free pass here on this corner, and he's still going to try and toss some nades. Dolomite misses and rotates off quick. Semper catches one on this side. Linus, and Nintendo's looking for the refrag. I don't think he has the angle. Plots catches Rival Man trying to storm into the front side. And Dolomite's rotating around quick. He gets one. People are dropping like flies, and just like that. Wow, Danglers getting denied 5-0.
Just an utter shutdown there. Those nades, I feel like the Danglers threw those nades, expected them to take people down, and then just didn't realize that they didn't take anyone down. So they thought it was like a 4-5, went in as usual, just got picked off. Playness, Nintendo, Ribo, boom, 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 gone. That was definitely a bit of a disaster around.
Yeah. See if they can. I mean, they really need something here because they have lost 5 consecutive rounds really fast. And they can, if this keeps happening, it's going to be another very quick map on Tanker, and that'll be the series. And the third one will be probably even faster.
Yeah, it probably will be, because obviously, if they lose this third map, no chance coming back. They're not really going to play super seriously. They're going to go boom, 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 get it over and done with.
Well, you know,
They
there
have
is.
to try and make some comeback here.
I mean, there's rotation of talent. I don't. This isn't. I think it's interesting that to point out that maybe they haven't been as focused on practice. But on the opposite side, a lot of the new teams are very focused on practice, putting in a lot of time because they want to be up at the top. They want to have that spotlight in the Master League. And maybe it'll in a season, maybe this season even. If it can happen, if it takes enough time, I don't know. There might be a rotation of talent in the community. You know, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see some new guys up in the top 10.
Yeah, shake some things up, get some new top teams in there.
Sure.
Maybe we'll see Blaze 2, Electric Boogaloo, come up.
Absolutely. Then again, maybe this is just kind of a fluke. Danglers, I mean, they can easily run this back. These are all incredibly skilled players with tons of hours in the game. Just some focus and good quality callouts, and they can definitely start to kind of run back this round and the map. So, see what happens.
Indeed we will. I'm liking Monster's kind of play so far, though. One going under, the rest going above with a nice 3-1. It feels like they're ready for this big far counter push here.
I still don't think Dolomite's ready for Stumpy to be here. A nade does come out in a good rotation. That's the right thing to do. He knew the nade was coming, and he catches one before he goes down. Now they're into a 4v3, and this is a great answer back from Danglers. They pushed out aggressive. They caught some early picks. And Rivalman's in a position where he may be able to catch a couple more frags on the backside if he's patient enough.
Definitely could, though. There is the threat of Phonic underneath. He's going to be tying with Mexecutioner, but if Mexecutioner goes down, it's basically free reign straight to the back of the objective, really. Playlist and Nintendo are not in fantastic positions unless they start to rotate once Mex does go down.
Oh my fucking god.
Wow, a team kill for Danglers. And Semper confirms it. Plinus tries to catch the refrag onto Semper. Now he's pushing out, getting aggressive. Semper is pretty exposed here onto this corner side, but Plinus can't find the angle. And then the shots from down below. Mexecutioner saving that low push from Phonic, and they're into a 2v3. Could be a 2v2 quick here if Semper peeks, and he doesn't get it in time. There, he catches him on the corner. Now we're into a 2v2.
Mob Squad do still have a chance despite the good kind of Danglers, a Volt counter push there. They definitely still could be able to take this. Now there's the threat of Nintendo and Executioner. Executioner's in a really bad spot though. He needs to rotate pretty quickly back up to the top because the rest of Mob Squad is certainly not going to rotate underneath now.
Yeah, he needs to get back towards objective. Oh, that could be a good frag. Jeez, that's dangerous. You're sitting by a window there. That frag could have caught somebody out, but it doesn't. The smoke, that's a fantastic smoke from Semper, is going to allow him to charge right up to the center there with pretty good coverage.
Very nice color as well. That's definitely kind of spooked Nintendo, but Mex is still not rotating. He's totally solid in his position.
Oh, that could be really bad for Mob Squad. A fantastic pickup by Nintendo. Plots almost grabs him, and now they're into a trade here in the metal, the pinging. Executioner finally hears the shots, and his rotation starts, but no need as Nintendo catches out Plots and gets a nice double there to secure Danglers the first round of the series.
This is the chance. This is their comeback
Yep.
here. They're starting to kind of get into their usual way of playing.
Yeah.
They're getting their aggression. They're reducing the team kills a little bit. But this is it, NightFiree. I'm feeling it. This is where they're going to go to a 4-3 or just a 4-1.
Okay. You're foreseeing the
That's my
future. And
official prediction.
Yeah, you want to see it come down to that final map, huh? I agree.
Yeah. All of the marbles are at the stake.
Mob Squad are going into that defensive round. They definitely can get a nice 2-round rally here. Take a look at where that next objective is. It is going to be, is that upstairs center or downstairs?
That is downstairs objective. The dangerous one. The big,
I don't know.
easy to smoke one.
I don't know which one's harder to defend, honestly. Upstairs is
That's true.
plenty capable, but the downstairs strategies we've been seeing lately are really just hard to deal with. And it's ranged so, like, they vary so much with shield pushes and smoke plays, flashes, noise dilution on the top floor. Like, there's been tons of new strats coming out for that bottom entry point, and it's really opened up my eyes to how, like, I've always hated that objective, but it's kind of one of my more preferred ones to watch now, just to see how people break in.
I'm kind of feeling we're going to see the smoke play and shield play coming up from Danglers here. I feel like it's their prime objective. It's close, it's tight, it's easily to smoke. It feels like it's theirs. I'm going to call it now. Okay. Dangler cap. May have cursed Danglers, but
Okay, jeez Louise, Bucks.
that's the price.
You just don't care about the consequences, do you? Diving into round 3 of map number 2. If you are just tuning in, you should have seen the scoreboard there. Mob Squad dominating Suburbia 4-0. Danglers just getting on the board here. And we'll see what they can do now. That's a little fun fact here. Once you spawn, you don't know where the objective is because it always has it's downstairs because you're on an upper level. So once you get down that level of stairs, then you can identify if the objective is actually on the bottom floor or on that upper deck. And the suppressive fire and no smokes here, but just that suppressive fire from Plenus keeping Bluega down. The smoke a little late. You'd think you'd want to throw that earlier. Stumpy finds Bluega. I don't know how he does.
From above.
Oh!
Down the stairs for a second.
Yeah, there's that little stair side. Executioner tries to push in. Nolamite catches him through the boxes. Plots on the backside, gets one on Rybo, and has shut down the center push nicely.
Very smooth so far for the Mob Squad defense. So Danglers are certainly putting up a fight here.
Linus grabs a nice pick through that tight angle there. You can see the rotations coming in. He needs the rest of his squad to come in here. Nolamite with a trade. Yeah, this is the best case for Danglers. They're into a 2v2 now, and Plenus can have the callouts there, so he can ID if Phonic peeks out and starts to go for the push onto Stumpy.
We have spotted him.
There's the call out. Stumpy's trained in, but he doesn't see him in that little gap he has. He's not looking there. He actually can't see what those boxes blocking. Phonic's tucked himself into a really nice corner. And the great call-outs, the revive into a 3v1, just like that. A fantastic switch, and the cap's coming out. Plots is completely smoked, and he's not looking at objective. He's focused on Nintendo's. He doesn't see Polina's camping right in front of him.
Unbelievable, the triple play there with all of the distractory smoke and the cap coming out at once. That was the perfect play, and I called it.
That was
I could feel it coming.
That was the... Everything went their way there. As soon as they converged onto the objective, I mean, it was perfectly coordinated. The res coming out, the call-outs from the downed teammate behind that crate. They knew exactly where that one guy was, and I mean, the guts to go in with the smoke and go in for that cap, and just the right amount of distraction with the gunfire. Wow, Danglers, they're looking to grab this map 4-1 if they can get this next defensive round.
They absolutely are, and the curse may have applied to Mob Squad in this case. But just on to kind of what you were talking about at the start of last round, you can actually identify which objective it is above or below when you're on the 10, though it is pretty difficult. They are only maybe 2 centimeters differently offset, so it's definitely got to be a sharp eye, know exactly what both maps look like.
I see, yeah. And the situation only really is really happens with that center objective. There's no other objectives that are question marks, because one can spawn in the top, one can spawn at the bottom, and it's just that's a good point though. If you have that real cat's eye, that real keen eye, and you know what you're looking at, you can ID that early. If you don't, and you're unsure what the objective is going to be, that's how you ID it. You go down the stairs first, and then you go from there.
But man, Danglers, they have the pace. They have the pace, and I'm feeling in the third round, if they get this one, the third map rather, if they get this round, it's going to be a very strong one for them. We'll just have to wait and see.
Talking about, you know, Danglers maybe not being the most polished, but also a team you can't count out, and they're definitely not giving up here. This is the kind of Danglers team I was kind of more expecting in Suburbia, more aggressive, looking for those caps, and maybe they were going for it and just couldn't get everything they needed to go together, and they're finding it here on their map pick on Tanker.
Absolutely. Or maybe just because Suburbia is Mob Squad's best map. That's definitely a possibility. They've got a 90% win rate.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about that earlier, and that's just an insane percentage.
It absolutely is, and man, this is a no caps defense from Danglers. They're letting them come through the side passages, but making sure the objective itself is locked down.
I'd agree with you, except for Stumpy's forward position. I mean, to be honest, they have 2 guys in pretty risky spots, Nintendo and Stumpy. Plinus catches our Semper out, trying to come in from that downstairs side, and that's going to be a huge denial of entry from them. Bluega has made his way down, and now Nintendo's encountered the rest of Mob Squad rotating around to this backside, and Nade comes out, does catch both.
And that nade somehow doesn't kill Nintendo as well. That was a very lucky play there.
One's insta and one's revivable, and Mob Squad are into a 2v5. Stumpy's looking to grab himself another kill. He catches Bluega out on the rotation, and now Mob Squad into a 1v5. A great, I mean, that upstairs, this could be huge. He could find himself a double if he stays patient with Phonics.
He absolutely could, Phonic. This is all riding on him. This is Mob Squad's new man, riding the hopes and dreams of the entire team. And so far, he's carrying them with that 1 kill onto Stumpy. Can he take down 4 other members of Danglers, though? This is a hard task.
A tall order. What he really needs to do is go get that res. It's pretty free, except for Nintendo is guarding the corner. But Nintendo's not pushing up, so Phonic could very well go get that res.
Absolutely could. I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't gone to rush him. He knows there was 2 there, but he doesn't know that Plots is in fact down. He thinks there was 1 killed and 1 there, and not revivable, just there and fine. So that 1 kind of just a misplay, what do you call it? I wouldn't call it a misplay, but a misidentification is just, could potentially kill Danglers here, potentially.
I think Nintendo can hear Phonic. He keeps getting loud on this rotation.
Yeah, he absolutely can at this point. The footsteps on the corrugator are deafening, to say the least.
But like I said, it's a free res because Nintendo isn't going to push that corner. He's going to hold his angles. Phonic is going to get this free Plots res. They should maybe really consider rotating back up Tots, but Plots is just going to re-peek this corner. He wants to get Nintendo. He wants revenge, and it's not the right idea. Nintendo just immediately takes him down. And Phonic now back to being alone.
That's Onward. Never peek the same angle twice. Always ends in death. Now Phonic 2 minutes 45. Last man 4 Danglers. Oh, this is not an ideal scenario. There's no real entry point for him. If he goes in the back, he encounters the dead body of 2 of his friends and Nintendo. If he comes in the sides, it's Planus or Riberman or Mex pretty much. Maybe if he comes in from the south side of the map, it has the potential of him being able to take this, but I'm not entirely certain about it. Regardless, he does still have a chance. It'll require a miracle, but it's a chance nonetheless. I'm surprised none of the Danglers have either been aggressive. They're sitting on objective, they're keeping their defense. The only really aggressive position is Planus, and Planus could be one to be able to take down Phonic, and yes, he does. He's very happy with him.
Little smack talk, and Danglers coming out with the map victory. It was looking grim at the start, Bucks. I'll be honest with you, man. It really, in my eyes at least.
Yeah, it definitely was looking grim to start off with. But man, the Danglers, they've finally woken up. I keep trying to call them Danglers, but I'm failing, I'm sorry. The Danglers have finally woken up. That's who they are.
Absolutely, and this, you're right, this final map, there's all sorts of options available. There's all sorts of possibilities on the playing field here. There's Downfall for a nice large open scale. There's a bunch of close quarters possibilities like Subway or Bazaar, but it is looking like we are going to be going on to Downfall for map number 3.
And that is a Mob Squad home team pick as well. This is kind of the map that they were best at back when they had Arsenic, and they're still seemingly pretty solid on it. They've got a solid win rate on it, though they haven't played it too many times this season, I believe. Or last season, for that matter. Just to add that on.
And I am going to share my 6-month Twitch Prime anniversary bucks right now.
Wow. The 6-month Prime anniversary for the Onward Master League channel. Was that since we first got affiliate?
It is not the longest. It's not the longest because I didn't re-up for 1 month because I was slow on the I know. I know.
Unbelievable.
I know. But hey, it's out there, and if you got Twitch Prime, don't be afraid to drop that free Twitch Prime subscription over here. The support does go to us casters and the mods who run the league, so it is much appreciated.
Does any go to the mods?
I don't. Well, you know, I guess Dakin and whoever else, you know. Sleepy's a mod and a caster now. Okay.
Indeed, he is.
Expand your mind.
He's one
Bucks.
man in chat. It can be both, maybe. You got to do half and half. You got to spare your time.
But yeah, we do really appreciate that. And if you want to go farther than subscriptions and do any donations, there is links, I believe, in our Twitch information section.
Yeah, there is a link to the Streamlabs donation page that I believe doesn't take a cut from donations. Or if
Yeah.
it does,
Very
it's
minimal.
a lot smaller.
So yeah, it's always appreciated, and we'll always shout that out. But Downfall, what to expect here with Mob Squad and Danglers? Looking at the roster, and in terms of people with really good shots, you know, Stumpy has a fantastic shot. And these guys, Ribo, man, they have good shots, and we are going to have some issues with the lobby as expected, as I anticipated. So
Oh yes, interesting.
be aware of any issues with timing. Round has just begun, and we are going to be on Downfall Mob Squad versus Danglers. Map number 3. We were good for 2 bucks.
We were good for 2 indeed. I think you called it earlier, saying that the third map is going to be the one that everything breaks on.
There's always
Interestingly, you'd be right.
There's always what's a 1 in 3 possibility these days. It's just the odds, you know.
Yeah. I have a timer set up so we do know what the true time is to within a couple seconds. We may see our Supper go down early just there. He's in a very nice resball position though, just hidden behind the rock.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. I can hear you, Miss Jane.
Oh my gosh, you can hear Plenus getting some wife aggro in the middle.
I don't think that may be his wife, that may be his mother.
Oh, gee. Well, one of the two, you know.
There's the east and west.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't get his vibe taken away from him or his rift or whatever he is currently using. That would not be ideal for them right now, much like Phonic going down the northeast for Mob Squad.
Stumpy's looking for another one. He does not catch that headshot, but does get the confirm, so one going down and one still alive in that pit.
There are some strong positions for Danglers. This is a strong defense. This is Mob Squad's map, and it's started off kind of weak for them. You don't want to be losing 2 and up on that northeast, because pushing it with 1 is kind of never a good idea. The fact that Nolomite hasn't rotated away and is kind of considering just grouping up with his comrades in the southwest, that kind of surprises me.
Nolomite's going to drop back and do a long rotation north. And yeah, you're right. A good option would be to drop all the way back south, regroup, make that a 3-man push. Because honestly, Danglers don't have the tightest of defense on the side. Interestingly enough, they've invested most of their defense of this southwest corner to Plenus inside the middle of the map, in that middle hovel.
It's kind of interesting. I've never really seen someone take that position on Volk, not inside the building anyway. And though Blue Egg has gone down from Nintendo, that does give Plenus the free angle to watch over to where Plots is going to be crawling up from. Though maybe there could be a better position for it, maybe. But it's a solid one. No one's going to expect it at the very least, and that's important in these kind of high-level games.
Stumpy Nub catching Nolomite along the north side, and Mob Squad. Man, Dangler's returning the favor of having a 5-0 round like this. Very well done from them as they go up 1-0, kicking things off. You can see hear a victory scream from the Danglers squad, and man, they're looking good right now. I mean, tied up the score 5-5. This is their comeback. They're riding the momentum. They got that cap.
Yeah, if they can get another cap on downfall on their Marsok round, that would be absolutely fantastic. We just have to see if they get the opportunity to do such a thing. The lobby has kind of broken, which is unfortunate, but hopefully they can try and get a rehost here, and it appears they are. Thank you, Mob Squad and Danglers. It is much appreciated.
Very kind. It has been a smooth sailing so far, though, so one little quick bump in the road is nothing to complain about, Bucks. It's been a nice series. I mean, it's been an interesting series to watch so far.
Yeah, it went from one side to dominating to the other side dominating, and for the third map, I expect it to be the drawn-out fight.
It could be, but Danglers, yeah, this could be the back and forth that we haven't really seen yet in this series. This could be the 3-4 matchup where it's just a Volk trade of rounds. Or it could be some real interesting Marsok strategies coming out from either one of these teams. I think both of them are very, very capable of a strong offensive push.
Yeah, they absolutely are. So the Danglers round, Danglers took the previous round, yeah?
Yes, they did.
Your score was the same, yes, indeed. And we got the same objective, so this is nice.
Wow.
Danglers has the opportunity to attack. I think they're going to be good. And Mob Squad has the opportunity to defend this one.
I think it is a different objective.
Yeah, it's the same one. It was the far north objective, I believe. That's why they all huddled around the north, at North Hotel and the like.
Oh, okay. Well, we might have an issue when we have to replay it. But I guess we could just play out that round. We could reset the score and go into the next objective.
Maybe.
Tell them to do
I
that.
think it'll be fine. Who knows? The
figure it
team's,
out.
at least Mob Squad's ready this time, so maybe it's Danglers preparing their attack. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe they like to prepare more on Downfall than they do on the smaller maps. That's why it's kind of slowed down a little bit.
I mean, like I said, they've been riding this momentum so well, and Danglers are definitely a team that if they start moving, yeah, they can be dangerous. Their teamwork and coordination, like we were talking earlier, it's there. They've played a lot together. They've made sure that they don't even have to really communicate as much as other teams do because they know how their teammates play. You know, Cleanest knows how Stumpy moves. He knows where he likes to go. They played so much together that this is kind of a second nature thing for all these teams at this sort of level. And so it's gonna be fun to see what we get here. Oh boy.
It appears that the teams will be rehosting after this round to try and get the new objective again, which is a good solution. Reduces the amount of bugs as well.
Excellent.
Now we're just waiting on these teams to kind of get prepared, get ready, and hop in. Who's going to take this one?
I'm just because Danglers had the Volk start, I think it's going to be Danglers. I think we're going to get a 4-3 finale here. And unless, like I said, there could be a surprise play coming out here from either one of these squads. Both of them are capable of it, but just off what we saw there, the really strong shutdown from Danglers, yeah, I think we might be looking at a 4-3 Volk trading festival, so to speak.
I would not be surprised in the slightest, but just taking a look, giving you some league updates. It appears that Animal House lost to SMC Tactical 6-12. I think that's a score you would kind of expect from those two teams going up against each other.
Yeah, SMC, number one contender, really, in my mind. Definitely can put Globochem through the ringer when it comes down to it. And it looks like we are still going to be having lobby bugs, so maybe that reset will maybe fix it again. But it's not too bad this time. The timer's starting at 1:15 for our second round. The scores are right and the colors are right, and that's what really makes it easy on us. So that's what's important. And same objective too, so we'll see what kind of defensive style they opt for. If they decide to get up there in their face or stay tucked in. Looks like Plots is going to be the most forward. And yeah, he's going to do something similar. No, he doesn't. He pulls a...
The birds.
Yeah.
The old bird maneuver. It's a very strong position, especially because of the slightly wonky hitboxes on those sandbags. It gives you some pretty decent cover while not sacrificing your ability to see like the North Bungalow does just to his east.
Big stock of Danglers approach. They got two here, Nintendo and Rival Man, making their way up. Pretty exposed. Two Plots if he could just see over that little brick bit there. And if Nintendo's paying attention, maybe he'll see Plots peeking up and over in the corner there.
Hey. Probably a pretty tight angle though. Oh, Nolomite though on the roof of Center Hotel. This is a dangerous position, but he could see Ribo. This is not really one you see often took on Downfall for this objective because it is just so exposed. Anyone going to far north or far south will see you and just totally dome you.
He's rolling the dice up here, that's for sure. And at the same time, it offers you all sorts of coverage. If he peeks up here, he might be able to catch one, and he does get Stumpy Nub. Getting a little antsy on the corner. Can't get the confirm, though, so the res should be able to come out here. Nolomite, as long as he doesn't peek up again. And yeah, the res is there, so back into a 5v5. Now he's really in danger. Now they know he's up on that top of the roof.
Yeah, he's really got to get off here as soon as possible, really. I imagine Ribo and Nintendo, they're the type to try and throw a nade up here. Maybe Nintendo might get taken down, actually, if he keeps peeking that corner like he is. But Nolomite misses all his shots, and Nintendo takes him down.
A really clutch pickup there for Danglers. That's going to open up the cross, allow them to pretty much get across free of charge. I don't think anybody else, except for maybe Plots, has a line of sight, but he could be distracted from the north. Shots here from Marble Man might draw his attention. Still not checking. He's kind of getting pushed from all sorts of different angles right now.
Yeah, he's been pretty spooked here.
I mean, Stumpy is right here on the other side. Stumpy could also easily pick him up. Here's those shots. And a well-placed frag inside there can catch him out. I think Stumpy's close enough to do it as well. Either that or he charges. The charge is risky because Semper has an angle as well. So Semper can peek out that window and get the back of Plots. Plots redirecting his attention here to Stumpy. No, he can...
He's moved up too far. Safe. Rest in peace, Plots. Here it goes.
Yeah, and I was watching the angle that Semper had because that was Semper's job to defend the back of Plots, but he just didn't get that frag in time, and both go down. Now we're into a 3v3. The North, they got one pretty much stranded up on that top of the hill. Max catching Semper out, opens up that bottom of the objective on the corner, and it's really easy to cap now if they want to.
Yeah, they could just walk straight to it. Why has Blowing not rotated, I wonder? He's the only two left, and there is still one in the northwest, which does have an okay angle, but those smokes are going to block it if they just get one good place and smoke on that objective.
Bulega could get tagged here by Mex if he decides to try and peek this window. It's super risky crossing. He does get across right as Mex reloads. And then a nice rotation out, catches Polinas trying to come down the hill. If Phonic can get Mexecutioner, it's going to be huge, because then he can shift his attention back to that bottom store in the backside of objective. It's so exposed right now for the push. They're just not quite in sync. Nintendo's been too far away for too long.
Yeah, he needs to seriously consider moving up with the rest of his team now. There is a half-map difference between the teams here, well, between the players here. Nintendo is starting to move up now, but he's got to really speed up and kind of communicate, sync up with Mex over radio if he wants to try and actually have a chance of taking this objective, because one smoke from Nintendo to block Phonic's view here and some suppression onto Bloega from Mex, and that's cap territory underneath.
They're almost in sync. Mex still alive, doing really good to draw both of these guys' attention. And it's just the objective has been so open. Bulega is watching for anybody that's going to come up on that angle.
Oh, that frag from the center hotel could have been devastating, but Phonic was on the far northwest. Oh, Mexecutioner, that's not good. Now it is just the lone man.
And I think that Nintendo's going to try to go back door instead of the front.
Oh, Phonic can't see him.
Yeah, that's a good smoke. He's underneath.
Bloega's gonna hear him.
He's underneath.
Bloega's not reacting. This is the cap. This is the cap. I can't believe it.
He's moving now. He's trying to get there, but Danglers get it and go up 3-0. Where's the reaction?
The first Bloega must have thought that was Phonic rotating in. He must have. I can't believe that. That one smoke so perfectly placed and taking the perfect route to get that cap. Unbelievable. This is the Danglers comeback that everybody expected, I think. Mob Squad's chances, their initial perfect record on that first map is totally ruined.
Wow. Unbelievable. I mean, that smoke was perfect.
Yeah,
that smoke
couldn't
have been better placed. It was right where he needed it to be.
Yeah, maybe it could have been like half a centimeter towards the left-hand side, maybe, and then Phonic wouldn't have had a chance of seeing him at all, but that was, I can't tell if it was just a pure luck with that smoke or if that was just fantastic skill.
We are off to the races with this one. Mob Squad definitely have a tall order here ahead of them. They are... To come back from a 3-0 deficit on this map is really tough.
Yeah.
It's happened. We've seen it.
We have seen it. Even at the very highest levels, we have seen that happen. So they still stand a chance, absolutely. But with the dumpster objective, they stand quite a big chance, I think, if they get the solid spawns.
Wow. What fantastic entry. What a great cap. Danglers starting off cold, but you're right, Bucks. It just took them a little bit to get loose, it seems like. And then they turned into the Danglers we were anticipating. The team that is ranked number 5. And they're not going to let Mob Squad take what would have been a bit, what could be still a big chunk of MMR if Mob Squad can rally back on this map.
Absolutely. They are not ranked in the Master for no reason.
Yeah, that's true.
Once they get that kind of rust off their bodies, they're definitely contenders for the world.
It's definitely a trend with the top tier teams. When you get up into that top 5 ranking, it's hard to go. Those teams are hard to get to win against. They don't give up. Even if you get a map, they're still going to be playing so hard to take back the next 2 maps in dominating fashion. And you have to always be prepared to play your best. You can never let up. And maybe Mob Squad can turn it on now themselves. Maybe they've kind of gone cold a little bit. And we'll see if they can kind of reignite that same sort of cohesion they had on Suburbia, because that's what they need.
Yeah, it absolutely is. If they have the cohesion they had in Suburbia, it's Downfall. It's the perfect map for cohesion and teamwork.
Yeah.
That's what they need right now. If they have that, the comeback is more than real. It is. I want to see it, NightFiree. I really want to. I need it.
It's going to happen, man.
I believe strongly.
Especially with what we got coming up on this OBJ. I think it's a very capable objective. They have the right spawn with the right smokes and coordination. I mean, we've seen some crazy pushes up the center that result in corner caps. A couple of corner caps on the corner, really.
Oh, that's a dangerous spawn.
It's been identified too. Danglers know right away that they're there.
Mob Squad should have been crouching in the tent. That's the strong tactic.
Yep.
And they're going to be setting 2 straight forwards for the Cent Hotel.
Ooh. Stumpy getting a little over aggressive, almost gets caught out. And yeah, they've been identified early with that spawn, and we're gonna get a quick exchange here in the center. If Bluega isn't careful, Riboman catches 2 on the rotation to flank south. Another goes down from Stumpy. And just like that, Mob Squad, in what could be the last round of the series, are into a 2v5.
It's looking like a Dangler win here. I've got to say, it's definitely looking like that. Unless our Semper and Blue can pull off an absolute miracle, this is it for Mob Squad.
Semper could have caught that rotation from Stumpy pretty free and easy. A nice flash here also will keep Semper tucked in even longer, allowing time for Stumpy to rotate around here. Eventually, he'll have this angle where he should be able to catch Semper tucked in behind those concrete walls. Just looking what he's trying to do. Polinas finds Bluega inside. And now it is a 1v5. Stumpy's not stopping. He's crashing in the back.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be the one that here if they don't pick him off, but they do pick him off. And man.
Wow, Danglers muster up an incredibly powerful comeback from what was looking like a very poor start to the series. And they, I mean, 4-1, 4-0 to grab themselves an 8-5 total victory.
I think they just handed their headsets off to like their friends or something for that first map, because it's such a difference for the following 2 maps. It's unbelievable. They're not the same people.
Yeah, you could not have anticipated that score outcome. If you watch that, you'd think, oh, geez, Danglers are just not playing today.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like on Suburbia, but they brought it Tanker and Downfall. The caps coming in, the coordination, that's where it really shined. And that's what you really got to watch out for when it comes down to the best of the best. You have to watch out for their ability to coordinate, push in, cap. I mean, there was also some mistakes, I think, that come out. The lack of having a guy covering downstairs objective on that corner. Got to be down there, but it's all about capitalizing on those mistakes, and Danglers definitely did that today.
Yeah, they absolutely did, and I'm hoping we see more Danglers matchups against kind of the higher ranking teams and more kind of stuff like those two maps at the end.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see more with Danglers. We saw, I think, a similar thing with the Global match. They just weren't really there for the first map, but they woke up a little bit as we went for the second and the third. But it was still Global count.
I wonder if they could maybe just warm up a little bit better. You know, just put a little bit more focus on getting prepped for these rounds. And it could tie into playing those other games a little bit, sure. But yeah, you know, just for maybe 20 or 30 minutes. I know some teams scrim before their series. So I don't know.
Loves their 2-hour scrims.
Yeah, Danglers definitely doing well here at the back half of the series, and what a great series to watch. Really back and forth, Bucks.
Yeah, it was absolutely back and forth. Except for that third map, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty solidly in favor of Danglers.
That was a dominating performance by Danglers. 2 maps where they had all 5 alive. 2 wins where they had all 5 alive. So very good job by them. And I think that's going to be it from us here on Master League 1. Thank you for tuning in. If you did enjoy the action, you want to learn more, head on over to vrmasterleague.com/onward, where you can follow the Twitter, get on the Twitch, get on the Facebook, join the Discord, get involved with the reservists, join a team, all of that good stuff. Don't want to miss out on that action. And thanks for tuning in. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's, my co-caster Buxton. We will see you next week.
Goodbye.